third Scrum pillar, adaptation, shares similar aspects with the second Scrum pillar, inspection, in that in adaptation, the team looks at and processes feedback from the previous sprint. So in ClickUp, it's extremely easy to rely on those notes that we've already captured in a ClickUp doc. We have our daily stand-up notes, and similar to the daily stand-up whiteboard and notes that we can pull together to see all in one place, the Scrum teams could also do the same items in retrospectives. In a sprint retrospective, we're going to visit what went well, what could go better, and then document action items and goals that we apply to the next sprint. So just as ClickUp is duplicating and moving items that are unfinished from our previous sprint and creating new sprint folders, we can keep a record and we can create multiple dashboards to make sure that the team is reviewing. And so as we move forward, we are adapting to what did not work or what worked well in our previous sprints. ClickUp is it makes it easy to add an item on the whiteboard. I can select the item and I can create a task. So if it's a goal of the teams, I could have a list that creates goals and that we revisit that list, can create a due date. I could mark the due date of the list to be the next sprint retrospective so that we are revisiting those goals and we make sure that we're making progress. So even though this is just a whiteboard for the team to come in and place their inputs for the retrospective, it's highly actionable, and we can set reminders, we can create tasks, and we can use all the features built into ClickUp to make sure that we're fully adapting our processes for the next sprint as to the lessons that we learned in the previous sprint. Even before the team reaches the retrospective point at the end of the sprint, we always have the ability, as we are working on items in our sprint, just navigate into a task. And we can use the common functions to have those conversations. If I'm working on this task, perhaps I have sent the build out to a branch for testing and testing failed, then it's easy to just let the team know, mention the watchers, let the team know that we had test regression, we had an issue that we need to address. So in ClickUp, it's very easy to keep that communication open, and it can just be, a fun team experience to come together, to swarm an issue and to work on problems. And we don't need to go out into Slack or Google Chat or email to send those notices that there's something that we need to adapt to further the team's deliverables. ClickUp's data visibility is most apparent in the dashboards. And honestly, I'm not going to dive into the details of each card on the dashboard because ClickUp is always shipping changes, and every day the dashboard reporting just gets better and better. So all of the tasks, subtasks, custom fields, all of the items that we are pulling information and updating as we're working through the sprints can be reported on a dashboard. So just as an example, we can calculate numbers of tasks, stories, issues, all of those items that are either tasks or custom fields, drop downs, all of that. We can report statuses, we can show velocity, we can manage the team's workload. And I think we also have some really good videos on the workload view already created. We can look at cycle time, so we can make those adaptations for the next sprint. And The cards that I didn't add, because every day they're changing, are sprint velocity, sprint burn up, and sprint burn down, so that the team has real-time data at any minute that you visit the dashboard to see what is the progress towards the end of the sprint, how is the work going, and what we need to do to adapt so that we are delivering MVP by the end of the sprint. So through that adaptation, I can click on items in a pie chart. I can see the tasks that are perhaps pending release, under review, anything that needs action. It's easy now to drill into the dashboard card, and then navigate over to the task and click on the task. And I'm able to adapt and update the task right in the dashboard. All of the different ways that I can communicate in ClickUp, through comments, through chat views, and through chat functions on dashboards, along with the ease of collaboration between teams, between team members seeing their work throughout different spaces, and the data visibility are just inherent tools in ClickUp that help the Scrum teams increase their adaptation.